It was supposed to be her redemption arc, a soft reboot for the Duchess of Sussex. Cozy, wholesome, stripped down, just Meghan. A wooden spoon, and a message: I'm just like you, but now that fantasy is gone. Up in smoke, zoom in here, and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness. Multiple sources claim Netflix has officially shelved or quietly canceled Meghan Markle's highly anticipated lifestyle cooking show, despite the platform reportedly investing up to $20 million in its development. You know, Meghan, how are you? And are you okay? That's so kind. I'm better than okay. How are you? That smiles a little bit over the top, and that single shoulder shrug she has that usually indicates that person isn't very confident with their answer or their statement. No announcement, no apology, not even a farewell Instagram post, just silence. And behind that silence, alleged chaos. Insiders say the decision caught Meghan completely off guard. She believed this show, billed as a warm blend of food, family, and personal storytelling, would reshape her public image after the Spotify exit and endless accusations of inauthenticity. Instead, it's allegedly been pulled midstream, leaving her team in panic mode and Meghan herself, according to one source, devastated, blindsided, and furious. Some are even calling it a full-blown meltdown behind the scenes, with the compliments of HR, which is Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. You made homemade strawberry jam. It's kind of like a doctor when you keep referring to them as doctor, like, call me Susan, you know, like I would never refer to myself as Her Royal Highness. And the timing, brutal. Netflix was supposed to be her last solid foothold in the industry after a string of optics disasters: the Doka series, Backlash, the awkward podcast, the lifestyle brand drama. This cooking show was pitched as the safe bet, relatable, low-stakes, brand-friendly. But if this project couldn't make it past internal reviews, the implications are staggering. No official footage has been released, no trailer, just a faint trail of staged interviews, hyper-curated visuals, and vague promises that never materialized. By the way, I love your look. Sorry, what's that? Your look? You look amazing. Your look, my Luke, my Luke, my Luke. She likes my look, which now has people asking, was there ever a real show in the works, or was this just another PR fantasy cooked up to stay relevant? Either way, the Duchess's brand just took a direct hit, and if early reports are true, Meghan's Netflix dream is no longer simmering on the stove. It's been taken off the heat entirely. So what went wrong? According to multiple sources close to the production, Netflix didn't just lose interest, they lost faith. The show, initially pitched as a raw and relatable glimpse into Meghan's home life, reportedly fell apart the moment cameras started rolling. Executives who previewed early footage allegedly called it visually stunning but emotionally hollow. Do you think you'll be married forever? Yes. I have a letter. He's also a fox. If you haven't noticed, my husband's very, very handsome, but his heart is even more beautiful. Whoops, something's up here. See that little shoulder shrug when she said, yes, 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 yes. Do you hear how high her voice was when she said yes, yes? When we're stressed, our larynx closes up a little bit, and our voice tone gets a little bit higher. That's why the pitch of DS is so high. Yes, one insider went even further, describing it as a perfume ad with cupcakes. The verdict: too fake, too polished, too Meghan from the beginning. This wasn't your average kitchen show. Meghan's version of home cooking reportedly involved a team of stylists, just off-camera, custom aprons, monogrammed with her Duchess branding, and lighting setups so flattering it looked like she was filming a beauty campaign, not baking muffins. One source said every ingredient was pre-styled, every camera angle tested, every garnish approved, and that nothing, absolutely nothing, was spontaneous. It wasn't just the look that raised eyebrows. Netflix allegedly expected something grounded. Kids running through the frame, Harry popping in for a taste test, a few burnt cookies, maybe even a real mess. And here's everything and every moment that I wanted to tell you how much I love you and like how proud I am of you. Of all things, it's making me emotional. And she also is pretending like she's crying. There isn't a tear in sight. It's an actor's trick. Now make yourself cry. Oh, I can do that so well. Oh my God, it's crazy. They're like, Meghan, one tear left. I go, give me 3 seconds. Instead, what they got was a hyper-controlled environment, where even the so-called unscripted lines had been pre-rehearsed. Meghan was described as being fixated on optics, reportedly demanding retakes if her hair didn't fall just right or if her voice didn't sound soft enough in playback, and when the test audiences reacted, they didn't relate, they recoiled. What was supposed to feel personal ended up feeling painfully staged. Worse, it reinforced the very perception Meghan was trying to outrun, that she's incapable of being real. The very thing Netflix hoped to use to soften her image had done the opposite, and in a post-Spotify post backlash media climate, that kind of flop isn't just embarrassing, it's expensive, which might explain why Netflix quietly and without ceremony is now pulling the plug. Let's be honest, this cooking show was never about the food. From the moment it was announced, it was clear that Meghan's project wasn't aiming for the messiness of a real home kitchen. There were no flour-covered toddlers, no overcooked casseroles, no chaotic dinner prep with barking dogs and mismatched bowls. I just think she's crying for sympathy, playing the victim when there's nothing to be a victim about, and there's also no sympathy to be granted for this lifestyle that she's chosen to live. This was always going to be Meghan Markle's vision of relatable, stylized, serene, and suspiciously spotless. According to production insiders, the aesthetic was locked down before the recipes. Think beige linens, hand-thrown ceramic dishes, pastel color palettes, and herb bundles hanging from curated racks. Even the chopping boards were custom designed to match the vibe. One person who reportedly worked on the shoot joked that the food was there to serve the lighting, not the other way around. It looked like Pinterest scripted, like a commercial, and felt like a fashion shoot that happened to involve a measuring cup. And then there was Meghan herself. Sources say her on-screen presence was anything but relaxed. She wanted to look maternal but not be messy. One crew member recalled, "It was like watching someone perform motherhood and domesticity, not actually live it. Every moment was curated, every laugh perfectly timed, every interaction with Harry or the kids carefully framed to feel spontaneous, but only after multiple takes. Even her attempts at intimacy allegedly felt rehearsed. She decided she didn't want to be a real princess because to be a real princess involves duty and responsibility, caring about other people, and so she just wanted to be a pretend princess in Hollywood. So she split her husband off from his royal family and then inked a zillion-dollar deal with a bunch of media companies, and then all her projects flopped. One episode outline included her reading handwritten notes about her grandmother's recipe, but when she started filming, she allegedly asked for the handwriting to be rewritten in a more photogenic script. Another scene was supposed to show Meghan cooking a quick breakfast with Archie. Instead, it was replaced by a morning ritual of arranging dried flowers and pouring oat milk into artisanal mugs. It wasn't a cooking show, it was a lifestyle ad campaign, and Netflix, already reeling from underwhelming Sussex content and audience fatigue, apparently decided they couldn't sell another fantasy dressed up as authenticity behind the scenes. Sources claim Meghan didn't just take the cancellation hard, she took it personally. After all, this wasn't just another project, this was supposed to be the one. The soft-focused, barefaced, camera-ready returned to public favor, a chance to shake off the difficult Duchess reputation and become something else entirely. Warm, grounded, likable, but instead of a comeback, she's allegedly been left picking up the pieces of a production that never connected and a message that never landed. According to one source with ties to the production, Meghan's reaction was emotional and unfiltered when the decision came down from Netflix. And when I was reviewing the her website in real time doing my video, it said coming soon, but then like 5 minutes later we see that she put sold out. She thought this would be the reset moment, the project that silenced the cynics. She didn't expect them to pull the plug, not this quietly, not without a fight. Another insider claimed there was visible shock from her camp, with one advisor reportedly trying to spin it as a pause rather than a full cancellation, but internally most seemed to agree this wasn't a delay, this was a retreat. What stings most, this wasn't a heavy documentary or explosive tell-all, it Was cooking harmless safe if even this couldn't survive under Meghan's creative direction? What does that say about the rest of her content slate, and more importantly, how do you reframe that kind of failure when the entire premise was just be yourself? Meghan, according to reports, has always been deeply involved in the optics of every project she touches, from wardrobe to lighting to camera angles. She's reportedly hands-on to a degree that some producers find stifling. She wants control over the vulnerability. One person said she wants to appear authentic, but only if she can curate what that looks like, and that's the paradox that may have finally caught up with her, because in trying so hard to control her image, she may have exposed the very thing audiences and executives are tired of: the performance. This isn't just about a single canceled show anymore. It's about a pattern, a string of flops, misfires, and image-first projects that have left Netflix execs reportedly wondering if Meghan Markle is more liability than asset. Meghan Markle, the only thing she found was a rich, famous husband. The nearest thing Meghan Markle ever had to a billion-dollar idea was marrying a prince. It was planned from the beginning. She denied being interested in the royal family, which she totally was. I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it. The streaming giant once touted their multi-year deal with the Sussexes as a groundbreaking partnership, a coup that would bring prestige, exclusivity, and a flood of compelling content. But now, nearly 4 years later, the enthusiasm has curdled into caution. Embarrassing, it's expensive. Let's take stock. The Harry and Meghan docu-series may have broken initial viewing records, but it also drew intense backlash for its tone, its editing, and its repetition of grievances already aired elsewhere. The Spotify deal terminated publicly, and not with a thank you note, but with execs making it clear